topic that's been going on a lot recently, or I've been hearing about, mainly through social media, the news, videos, and just through people talking, is about immigration, specifically things that have to do with ICE. So I thought I wanted to educate myself a little bit further, specifically about Wisconsin, so I chose AB 24. This has to do with sheriffs and immigration, specifically that sheriffs will have to cooperate with ICE. And some of the controversial points behind this is public safety, immigration rights, and state rights. And what we should talk about first is kind of what this policy entails and the history behind it and why it was kind of created. So Wisconsin would require sheriffs to honor federal ICE detainers' requests for people that have committed federal charges, federal crimes, to have proof of citizenship. And ICE stands for Immigration and Custom Enforcement. So I got this quote directly from the bill that is being processed and possibly accepted or denied. For any individual confined in jail for an offensive punishable as a felony, the sheriff shall request proof from the individual of whether the individual is lawfully present in the United States, which is directly from the 2025 Assembly Bill 24. So currently, sheriffs do not have to comply with ICE, but this would be mandatory on a state level if this bill does get accepted. And what I want to talk about next is kind of on why this policy was proposed and why people want it and why people are for it. So the biggest reason that I've been hearing, as well as I've been researching on, is to help get criminals off the streets and for people's public safety. The official legislative testimony from Republican Julian Bradley mentions this bill requires sheriffs to do what so many of them have already been doing, notifying ICE and complying with federal immigration detainers. A lot of people say that this would create consistency in law enforcement, because currently there are some places in Wisconsin that do comply with ICE and others that do not. So a lot of people agree with this, but there is a lot of controversial takes to this as well, and concerns that goes along with this. So since ICE detainers do not have much to go on other than felonies and crimes, there's a possibility for racial profiling to happen. And this can make our law enforcement also have to racial profile. So Representative Robin Voss and Senator Julian Bradley says, request proof of citizenship status of anyone in jail alleged to have committed any federal and report anyone to ICE who fails to have ready access to an acceptable form of proof or invokes their Fifth Amendment. This means people might be less likely to report crimes or be witnesses and seek help in fear of deportation. Controversy in Wisconsin politics are the public safety claims and rights. Because of this bill is looking to be passed or not to be passed. But either way, if you agree or disagree, AB 24 may just be a proposal right now, but this could affect us more in the future, and it affects our law enforcement in general over the state.